Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video going over the LR-EZA details for Prime Battle First Form Frieza. This was pretty much the only other unit we had left in this data download that we didn't know prior to the actual download hitting the servers. So in this download we're getting the Masked Saiyan EZA. I did a video about him a few days ago when his thing was... Actually, I think it was 2 days ago when his details were revealed on the official Twitter account. Last night they revealed the official details for the Dokkan Awakening for Demigra, Dokkan Awakening for the Physical Mira, and the Dokkan Awakening for Tech Toa. Those Mira and Toa units were like removed from the summonable character pools for 3 years or something like that. So they're finally being re-added with Dokkan Awakenings, which is pretty cool. They're very good. I didn't specifically go over them, but they're really not super busted, but they're good, right? They're solid units. They're not anything to write home about, but I like the fact that they made the effort to go back and update their super attacks, their units. As units, they're pretty good. It's pretty solid. So that's always good. Updating old units is one of the better things that this game has done throughout the history of it being live. But here we go. We have the Frieza First Form Reign of Terror details, and I have the old kit here as well as the post-EZA kit as well. So leader skill is Extreme Class Ki plus 4, HP attack and defense plus 90%, or Super Class Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 70%. This is a direct mirror of the LR EZA Prime Battle Tech Goku. So not too much, not anything unexpected there. Pretty much thought that was going to happen, and there it is. Super attack goes from just causing colossal damage to now greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn and causing colossal damage. So pretty powerful effect, really, raising attack and defense for 1. That's literally what the in Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta does. That just came out. Obviously going to be a much more powerful effect on an LR unit. Then his 18 Ki old was literally just causing mega colossal damage to enemy and lowering attack and defense, but actually is not a terrible effect. Lowering attack and defense on an 18 Ki super attack, it's not bad. Certainly not. There are summonable LRs that come out nowadays that have worse super attack effects than that. So that's actually not too bad, but it goes from just a normal lowering attack and defense to greatly lowering attack and defense. So that is actually very good. There are now more than a couple of units on the Wicked Bloodline category that do have the ability to lower attack, which is always good. So it's, I'm glad to see some more utility coming to that category specifically. All right, so now the passive. So prior to the EZA, the passive was just attack plus 13,000, defense plus 5,000 at the start of turn. Now it is attack and defense plus 50% at the start of turn, Ki plus 3, and gain an additional 50% defense as the first or third attacker in a turn. Gain an additional, gain an additional attack plus 50% when Ultra Super Attack is launched, and then he gains an additional Ki plus 3 when attacking a super class enemy. So just off the bat, reading these things, obviously massive improvement from the pre-EZA passive. 50% attack and defense at the start of turn. Nothing too crazy there, obviously, but once you start getting into what else he does, it does not seem too impressive, but there's a bunch of things you have to consider with this character. First of all, the additional 50% defense and attack that he's getting from these 2 portions of his passive are not start of turn boosts, which means that they are going to be more than 100%. So attack at start of turn is 50%, and then he gets an additional 50% here, which is not 100, it's higher than 100, because it's being multiplied into the beginning boost that he's getting. So yeah, it's going to be a lot higher than it appears right here. And then as far as Ki goes, I would say that Ki was one of the things that he struggled with a little bit, just because of the fact that the Frieza, I guess, race didn't really have any orb changes on the team. There aren't that many like ridiculous support units, but now we have Cooler, who's pairing up with the fact that this guy gets Ki plus 3 basically for free, as long as he's the first or third attacker in a turn, which is very easy to do. And as long as you're attacking a super class enemy, he's going to get an extra 3 Ki. So as long as this guy is attacking a super class enemy, which, it just depends on what event you're fighting at the time. In Super Battle Road, every enemy is a super class enemy. He's starting at 12 Ki, which is ridiculous. That's very, very good. So I think a lot of people are looking at this unit and like, oh, he only gets 100% attack and defense, and that's it. Well, it's actually more than that, and the Ki is going to help a lot. Number 2, I wanted to pull up the actual unit himself, so we'll go ahead and do that in a second here. Alright, so here we are. The number 2 point that I wanted to bring up is the fact that this guy has 21,680 attack. So that is one of the higher attack stats that we have for an LR. Not even just Frito LR, just including summonable LRs. That is one of the higher attack stats we have. If you give this guy a 500 attack equip he's going to have over 22,000 attack. So their philosophy behind designing these older LRs when they came out was a lot of times nowadays they pump a lot of the stats into the HP stat. But they used to just focus primarily on the attack and defense, which is honestly a lot better for these units overall, because HP is good, but it's obviously not as good as if you just had more attack and defense. So the fact this guy has such a high attack stat, and then the point number 3 I wanted to bring up, which is the final point I wanted to talk about, is the fact that his links are very, very good. Strongest Command in Space is very good. Unfortunately, this link did not get a large boost from the link level update, but it's still T+2, which is very good. Universe is Most Malevolent, very good. Metamorphosis is good. Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, best link in the game. Fear and Faith, and then the Legendary Power. So going back over to this website, the best linking partner, which I talked about in my video talking about the Masked Saiyan, again, you can look and see, so I have the First Form LR Frieza chosen here. You can go and take a look at what his best linking partners are. Now, one of the best ones is the Transforming Frieza, but unfortunately you can't run him with this guy. But look, one of his best linking partners is Cooler. Shares 5 links. Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Universe's Most Malevolent, Strongest Command in Space, and Thirst for Conquest. So this guy is going to make this Frieza absolutely ridiculous because of the fact that A, he's on Transformation Boost, right? This is the Transformation Boost category. Transformation Boost, there he is, First Form LR Frieza. He's also on, let me see if I can actually pull it up. He is also on Terrifying Conquerors, right? Should be, I don't know if, right here. Yeah, there he is right there. So he's on both categories, which is very important for running him alongside the Cooler, because when there's one enemy, Cooler supporting Transformation Boost, and when there's multiple enemies, Cooler supporting Terrifying Conquerors. So the fact that Frieza, this First Form Frieza, is on both categories means that in every situation possible, while its Cooler is untransformed, he's going to be supporting that Frieza. And we know how good support units are with units that have these, mid-turn boosts to attack and defense. It insanely boosts their stats, because the fact that these boosts then get multiplied into the additional support that they're offering these units. So, I mean, I think that when you consider the fact that this, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, this doesn't look that impressive. And to be honest, it doesn't really look super. I was way more impressed with LR Prime Battle EZA Goku's passive when I saw it the first time. But there's it's just some things you have to consider, like the fact that he has 21, almost one of the higher attack stats in the entire game, including all summonable LRs. Like, that's number 1. And then number 2, he's getting Big Bad Bosses, the best link in the game, as well as a ton of good linking partners to be alongside of. Like, this Cooler, this physical Cooler is about to get an EZA, right? This LR Full Power Frieza is still very good, and look, they're all super strength. So if you're somebody who's struggling with the super strength stage of Extreme Super Battle Road, you have this guy, you have this guy. Now, a lot of you might not have this guy, but he's still a very good linking partner. You have this guy. Like, there's so many Frieza family Extreme STR units that you can use alongside this free unit that are going to help you clear that stage. And the fact that he also now greatly lowers attack and defense, and has this extra boost on his 12 key super attack. So if you get an 18 key super attack and you get an additional 12 key, you're greatly lowering their attack and defense, and you're greatly raising your own attack and defense. That is one of the most powerful effects you can have on super attacks. So I think when you consider the intangibles, quote unquote, other than just looking at the passive, because a lot of what people do these days is they look at the passive and they just judge the unit solely based off of the passive. There's a million other things you have to consider. Keep in mind, this unit is also getting an extra 5 levels to his super attack level. So it's going to go from 20 to 25. So there's like 50 different angles you can look at to just tell that this character is going to be ridiculous. So people saying it's underwhelming, I don't agree. I think the design is actually pretty good, because the fact that you can put him in the first or third slot for the extra defense, and that also impacts the amount of keys getting as well. So I'm a big fan of how they designed this unit. I think I do like the design of the LR Prime Battle Goku a little better, because he has that unique super attack effect. But if they would have done that for this character, I would have liked it more. But I'm definitely not disappointed at all. I think they did a very, very stellar job at designing this unit, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well he actually performs. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down below what you think about everything that we talked about here, and I hope to see you all in the next one.